must be a smoother way to go live, guys, than me joining and then being like, bear with me, I'm getting it on my phone. But I am. I just want to make sure. Yesterday, our comments weren't working on my laptop, so I just want to make sure that they're working on my phone so that I can chat to you guys. Oh my gosh, sorry. This is literally the most low energy start to a live I've done. I feel like my head's a bit scrambled, but not as scrambled as you guys, because the treasure hunt, I feel like we've hit our limit on level of difficulty, which is good for me to know. I needed to know this. I needed to know how far I could push you. I think it's a sweet spot, so I think we're good. I think we're fine. Let me turn this down and make sure that if anyone joins, I can have chinwag with you. So, final day of celebrations, guys. Really looking forward to our fashion show tonight. So again, we are going to have 3 categories. I encourage non-members and members alike to come and join, bring in something that fits into wear it well, sew and tell, or work in progress, and for us just to really have that human connection in an online space of why we love sewing, what started this journey for us on wanting to make our own wardrobe that's designed by you, made by you, and worn by you. We can swap tips and shared knowledge and all the good stuff. Muriel, hello, hello. Yes, it's not working on my laptop, see? I feel like I'm sat talking to myself and I look down at my phone and all my friends are there saying hello to me. Hello, hello. How are you doing? How did you find the treasure hunt? I want raw, honest, ruthless feedback. Was it fun? Was it stressful? Was it worth it? Was it too hard? Was it too easy? I feel like I'm really trying to make a sweet spot for this. I have so much fun. Sorry, me. But I have so much fun putting them together, I really do. And it's always a joy when it actually works and it actually gets pulled off. So yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd also love to hear your questions. So if we have any quickfire questions, shoot them in the comments. I'm here to help you, as long as my comments work. They are working on my phone, I think. We've had a few comments in between last night and this morning, which I'm going to run through. And then it is a case of joining me live tonight, 6 p.m. UK time. So the same time that the call was yesterday. You're going to have a link sent out via email, and you can come and join us via Zoom. Guys, guess how many people are on the open weekend list? Like, I popped in to check it, and it's been creeping up, and I'm very proud of it. 131 people are on the list. Like, that's crazy. That's mind-blowing. And so I really hope that if you're watching this, or if you've seen the emails or whatever, you've gained incredible value from the workshops this weekend. The 2 workshops that have been uploaded this morning. Yesterday's workshops, poof, they've gone. They're only available for 24 hours, and so if you missed them, fear not, the 2 workshops this morning are available for 24 hours. And of course, this weekend only, well, into tomorrow, long weekend, you have access to our standard tier for the launch price of £15 per calendar month, or £150 for the year, which works out at £12.50 a month, which is just nuts. Or you can come and join us in premium. For the last time, we're going to be offering it for £30 per calendar month, or £300 for the year. So if you have missed any of the workshops, just join the Atelier, and then you have permanent access for your learning leisure. They are available for you to dip in and out of whenever you please, whatever area of the world you live in, whatever time, they are permanently there for you. Muriel, I enjoyed the treasure hunt. The last clue was challenging, but I got there eventually. See, I feel like last year, love to hear that as well, but I feel like last year I was very much like, I can't even remember the clues, but I think they were like, go to YouTube. I think they literally were just directions rather than clues. So I thought I'd, throw in a little bit of spice this year. But good to know, because I think we figured out the sweet spot for next year, or if I decide to do one again for any other random occasion. But our 3rd birthday isn't a random occasion, guys. It's a warm, fuzzy occasion. I'm very proud of all of us. And also, we'll go into this in tonight's fashion show, but just the journey we've all been on, and who I am as a sewist, as a designer, is not who I was 3 years ago, which is to be expected. As I say, the creative process is always a ongoing one. It ebbs and flows. You should permanently be learning. But a large portion of that, obviously working in the fashion industry fast-tracked my knowledge. Obviously, I've got some really awesome insights and tips and tricks and all of that, which I love sharing with you guys. But just the DPL Atelier and this kind of community we've created and this container and this pocket of energy has transformed me personally as a designer as well. And I think teaching is, for me and from my perspective, I think teaching has really helped me. Because it also helps me brush up on skills I've not used for a while. And I'm like, I know how to do it, but I got to, like, you know, sweep round the backs of my brain to figure out how to do a couture technique when for the last few years I've been doing, you know, jerseys and overlockers and stuff like that. But anyway, more on that later. We're going to have the proper soppy emotional connection stuff in our fashion show. We're also going to be showing off garments that we've made. We can ask each other questions, we can share knowledge, and we can really have a nice high vibe, high energy way to round off this weekend's celebrations. Right, I've had quite a few members ask me where to find the workshops. Now, the 24-hour workshops, guys, you've got access to it. You don't need to find them anywhere. They're already in the atelier for you. They are not new for you. They're stuff you've already got access to. And following this weekend, they're stuff you're going to have access to thereafter. The new workshop for my members is the content that is locked behind the treasure hunt. Now, I'm being a lot kinder today. Yesterday, I was being a little bit more cryptic and stingy. If anybody is struggling with the treasure hunt, I'm going to be a lot kinder in the clues I bring forward and the support I give you. I think I've just emailed Janice literally 1 through to 5 where the clues are. So hopefully, Janice, you can unscramble the letters and still have a bit of fun with that. But I'll be a lot kinder with it. And again, as I say, the content that is locked behind the treasure hunt password will eventually be available. Members, honestly, get everything. You guys know this. You get priority. Anything I put out there is yours for the taking. But at least for this weekend, we had a little bit of light-hearted fun. Having you click around, scratch your noggin, scratch your brain, and just see if you could rumble a password. Anyone feel like Tom Hanks in Mission Impossible? Was it like MI5 hacking, or am I literally going a bit too far with this? Because that's how I envisioned it, lowering myself from the ceiling and hacking into a computer. Right, let me know who is with me, because I can see people are watching, but I can't see on my laptop, and I don't know if my phone is reliable. So say a big hello, let me know you're with me. Right. Questions, guys. Evie has asked, I've got you should see my desk, it's shocking. I've got notes everywhere. Evie has asked, and therefore if I miss a question, just comment it somewhere, email me. I will always get back to you and support you. I was taught by my mother to ease the measurement with a finger behind the tape. So this is in reference to taking your measurements. There is a video for that in our free pattern cutting basics course. But of course, we also go into that within the DPL Atelier. I was taught by my mother to ease the measurement with one finger behind the tape. Is this wrong? No. Short answer, no, it's not wrong. However, when you come to draft your own patterns, we also incorporate positive or negative ease. So if you're adding a finger width behind the tape measure, you're adding positive ease. You have to bear that in mind when you come to therefore draft a pattern, that you've already incorporated a small bit of ease. So it's absolutely not wrong, because what we do, if you're going to draft a pattern, looks like I'm just groping myself here, but I'm thinking in my head, if you're going to draft a pattern and you take your Tom Cruise, who did I say? Did I say a different Tom? What Tom did I say, Anne-Marie? I swear I said Tom Cruise. Maybe I did. I said Tom someone. If you take a tape measure and you measure it around your bust and you don't incorporate ease and you draft a pattern perfectly to that measurement, what's going to happen, or think of an armhole or your back measurement, when I'm moving here, look at how my back curves, no pun intended with my scoliosis or bad posture, but if I start moving and being a human being and just getting around my day-to-day, I'm moving here. Now even that motion, my chest is pushing out. So it's going from a posture like this to pushing out my chest and down. Now, I know we don't all go around our kitchen doing a weird chicken dance, but we are moving as human beings. And if you draft your pattern exactly to your body measurements, unless it is a stretch fabric that accommodates movement, you are going to find that garment very impractical indeed. So taking a finger and putting it behind the tape measure as you're taking these measurements isn't incorrect at all. That's totally fine. But when you come to draft a pattern, you have to take the ease that you've already added into account. So if you were doing a jacket, you'd be adding even more ease. If you were doing a close-fitting t-shirt or a tight-fitting t-shirt or swimwear or dancewear or underwear, you want negative ease. And so you have to consider that that finger width under the tape measure has already added a bit of ease, and therefore you need to account for that when you start deducting a bit of ease, just to make sure that the fit of the garment is correct and how you want it to be. So it's absolutely not incorrect at all. Your mum's taught you right. So many people do this because, as I say, when you're drafting patterns, you want that positive ease 9 out of 10 times, depending on the design, unless you want it to be negative. So that's fine. That's just giving you that little bit of wiggle room, that little bit of extra, centimetre, 1.5 up to an inch, whatever, around your bust, around your waist, around your hip. We don't want our clothes, whilst we want them to fit us, that doesn't mean they have to be exact to our body measurements, otherwise they wouldn't be practical for us to move as the wearer. Tom Hanks, did I say Tom Hanks? Do you know why I said Tom Hanks? It's because I prefer Tom Hanks. Tom Cruise has never done anything to me. I'm sure he's a lovely chap, but Tom Hanks is literally the GOAT. I can't watch a film. I don't know why he annoys me so much. I've never seen Mission Impossible. I can't watch a film with Tom Cruise in it. He just kind of grates on me a little bit. I'm sure he's a lovely guy. I'm sure I grate on many people too. But yeah, fun fact. Tom Hanks, however, I'll watch anything with Tom Hanks in. Right. Kath has asked about the difference between the two tiers. Now, I know I've been kind of jumping around here, and apologies if I have caused any confusion, because this is a brand new feature that we're rolling out. So, the DPL Atelier Standard for £15 a month this weekend only. You have until tomorrow, again, long weekend. Tomorrow's our actual birthday, guys. I'm going to read my notes because I just don't want to miss anything out. You know what I'm like. So the standard tier includes our signature framework, which is create, cut and construct. These are module titles where every single online video and exclusive workshop that we produce here in the Atelier is organised underneath. So if you are thinking, I'm drafting a skirt and I want it to have pleats, how do I do a pleat pattern? Then you know to find that under cut, which is pattern cutting. If you're thinking, I'm making a pair of trousers and I want to sew a zipped fly front, how do I sew a zipped fly front? You know as a sewing skill that is under the construct module. Construct being sewing, cut being pattern cutting, and create, I've never said it backwards before, that felt really weird. And create being fashion design. So the signature framework is basically the fact that you have access to all of our online videos organised in a really easy to find location under our module titles, create, cut and construct. The DPL Atelier, correct me if I'm wrong, I think is the only membership that teaches the entire fashion process. There's so many memberships out there that are about sewing, and you can have a massive database of patterns, and I'm sure they teach you lovely techniques. There's memberships out there that are about pattern cutting, and they hone in on this. We teach the entire fashion process, and I am teaching you industry standard skills from point A, which is literally inside your head thinking of an idea, it is not tangible at all, to point Z, which is a 3-dimensional garment that fits your body and that you can wear it with love and you are obsessed to add it to your wardrobe. Karen, hello, I'm still in bed. Jealous. Home late from a market in Glasgow yesterday. How did it go? Karen's been very, very busy with your children's wear brand. Oh, guys, we have such a good mix of people here. Hope you had a fab Saturday. Busy Saturday. That was a key word of yesterday, wasn't it? But it was great. Good Saturday. Yeah, I had fun, guys. I'm celebrating. I'm on cloud 9 right now. So the standard tier has create, cut, construct, and you can dip in and out at your leisure. There is literally, it's so free and open for your learning style and your time zone and whatever you want to do. You also have all online tutorials and courses. So we have a really high value Draping 101 course, which teaches you how to pad out a stand, how to drape a basic top, how to drape a basic skirt, how to marry the two together so that you can drape a basic dress blocks, all to your measurements. That's included as well. Any future courses I bring out, we've got fashion design fundamentals, we have got a fitting basics on the horizon. Don't quote me on a deadline. These will all be available in the standard tier. Any kind of exclusive content I'm putting out there is available to you in the standard tier. You've also got fashion file packs. So these are our PDF ebooks. They are great resources for learning on the go. They're great resources if you are more of a reading learner, if you like absorbing it that way. Videos are obviously visual for you to absorb that way, and audio. But you've got every single fashion file pack. These are worth $4.99 each. And any lesson with a little file emoji next to it in the title has a fashion file pack to go with it. So this is really digestible information that is broken down, easy to follow, easy to understand. I really pride myself, and my members will tell me otherwise, they always keep it real with me, on making relatively complex topics easy to follow. This is why our videos are very rarely longer than 15-20 minutes. I mean, most of them are about the 10-minute marks. They're very quick to consume and digest and understand and come back to. I break everything down into actionable steps, and the fashion file packs are absolutely cornerstones of that. You have every single PDF sewing pattern that I produce. So as I'm designing real time alongside my members, and I'm creating a jumper and a coat and a blouse and the glitch shirt, treasure hunters, the glitch shirt, I eventually, and stress on the word eventually, will transfer them into ready to market patterns. So you can download it in whatever size grade I've done, and you can sew it up yourself. So if I'm making something, if you like the look of this jumper, this will become available and it will be part of your membership. And I upload the tester version. My members, I cannot stress, are always the first people to get their paws on anything I do. So you have priority of the entire Digital Pattern Library universe. I value your comments and your feedback more than you'll ever know. It's a two-way conversation. I'm literally here to serve you like a really pathetic person who is just use and abuse me. That is what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you build your dream wardrobe, and you'll have access to all PDF sewing patterns. We've already got a range of sewing patterns on there, from our belted sweater, which I wore yesterday in yesterday's welcome party. That's still our best-selling pattern. You have that included in your membership. We've got our asymmetric culottes, they're also really popular. The glitch shirt I've just mentioned, the crease backpack, the ruffle tee. You've got every single PDF pattern that I ever release, existing and future. So if you're like, I want to put my feet up, I kind of dig what Al's designed and I want to sew it at the machine, then you can. It's a nice, easy breezy way of doing it. But again, I'm really passionate about the fact that you don't need to wait for companies like me to release patterns, because here in the atelier, I teach you how to design your own wardrobe. Who better to design for your own wardrobe than you? You might be looking at that thinking like, oh, that's not my jam. You know, I don't have 2 mosquito bites out. I'm guilty over here. So maybe that's a bit low cut for me. Well, you don't need to wait for me. You're going to have the skills to literally think of something and make it a reality just by being in the DPL Atelier. You also, in the standard tier, I'm still going, guys, £15 a month. You also have access to our quarterly prize draws. Now, this has been a fun little feature that my members and I have rolled out and embraced with open arms. I just spat everywhere then. Where I give you a weekly quick win. Now, I love coming up with these. If you think I love coming up with the treasure hunt clues, I love coming up with weekly quick wins. They are not as cryptic, they are not as difficult as the treasure hunt clues. They are literally designed to be quick wins, done within 10 minutes. And we send one out every week. At the end of the quarter, I pick a prize draw winner at random and I give away prizes. So on the standard tier, you have access to that as well. So not only am I helping you keep the creative momentum going when you feel like life is getting in the way, because it does, it literally does. Your creative process is going to ebb and flow. Let's keep it real. We're not going to be able to churn out 5 garments a week forever. It's a case of like, life's busy right now, but I still want to keep my foot in the door. What's the creative quick win? And that is there to serve you and support you. And if you complete it, you literally just click a button that says I've completed this quick win and you're entered into a prize draw, and I can support you further and give back with some fun little gifts and giveaways. You then also you also have access to our Atelier Awards. So this happens quarterly as well. It's a really light-hearted online call, just like this. I keep my eyes out everywhere, okay? I really am involved with my members. I'm invested with my members. I'm here to support you and to give back. At the end of every 3 months, we host a little Atelier Awards. You can win things like community cheerleader. You can have like Atelier ambassador if you've been shouting about us, the biggest breakthrough. I'm watching all these aha moments you guys are having, all these hurdles you're overcoming, the skills you're developing in your creative journey, and I am just celebrating you for it. So in the standard tier, you also have access to that. Now, on any DPL Atelier membership, there's no contract, okay? It's whatever payment term you have paid for. So if you've paid for a month and after a month you decide it's not for you, you can quit, you can cancel. There are no questions asked, no strings attached. I don't want to put up barriers and make anything more difficult than it needs to be. So we will always welcome you back with open arms, but there is no contract. If you purchase an annual plan, then it's a case of it just ends at the end of the year. And again, there is no contract. So it's really, really flexible. Now the premium, that's literally £15 a month for this weekend only, or 150 quid for the year, which is £12.50, 2 months free. The premium membership is all of that I've just said. And I'll try and run through this, guys, because we're already on, oh God, are we on 26 minutes? Bloody hell. All of that I've just said. Plus you get the quarterly framework cycles. So just like Create, Cut, Construct, in the premium tier, we divvy this up into a 3-month cycle where my members and I pick a specific garment style, just like this jumper. In month 1, we design it. In month 2, we draft it to our measurements, and in month 3, we sew it at the machine. Now, that doesn't mean all my members have made this design. Nay, they've made their own design. I've just helped facilitate and support them to make that a reality. So whatever their design is, we start with the basics and the foundations, and with the skills in the atelier, I help them turn it into whatever thing they visually communicated, and we create our original ideas. So everything is as unique as you are inside the atelier. You also get access to all live calls, just like this. Every Monday we have a quick fire Q&A, just like this. They don't usually go on as long as these calls do. They really are quick fire, so it doesn't take up too much of your time. They also get monthly creative co-working. So we all meet up on Zoom, we make a dent in the to-do piles. These creative co-working sessions aren't recorded. Every other video is, and it is uploaded for your learning pleasure and your viewing leisure. So creative co-working, where we all put our cameras on and have a chinwag and really make those human connections and feel supported and feel like you have that sense of community whilst making a dent in your creative to-do piles. One of the biggest things, creative co-working has helped me so much. It's 90 minutes at the last Saturday of every month, and you really can achieve so much. If that's the only sewing you do in the whole month, you can achieve so much in it. You can catch up with workshops, you can, finish the hems on an unfinished project pile, or UFPs as I like to call them. Whatever it is for you. Some people come to creative co-working, Anna-Marie, just for the chinwag and just to chat with your mates and just to there's co-working calls where I get nothing done apart from connecting with my members and having a chinwag. People don't have to put their camera on. They can just enjoy the conversation in the background. They can just use it to carve out time. Whatever that looks like for you, you have access to that. Perks and discounts. I'm always working to collaborate with other businesses. We always try to get discount codes for fabrics. We host a 3-day design challenge 4 times a year, which otherwise is £5 to enroll. My premium members don't pay a thing. So perks and discounts are available in the premium tier. You get bespoke video support. And actually, Nima, there we are. Nima, you're in the mix here. Nima's asked, how does designer diagnosis work? Now, at the bottom of every lesson in the premium tier, you are going to see, do you have a question? Fill out this form. Not only am I giving you weekly Q&As every Monday, if it is a bit more of a complex question, or if you want a video response, then you can fill out designer diagnosis, and on the last week of every month, I upload bespoke videos to my premium members' questions. So if you're struggling with a sewing technique, if you're having a fitting issue that is unique to you, then I can go in, diagnose your designer issue, and I can help you get creatively unstuck. So how that works is you ask a question, you are lovely and patient and wait just 3 weeks to the end of the month, and I will upload the answer. If I can answer it sooner, if I can give you a verbal response, if I can send you a personal email, I absolutely will. But if you want a video, I deliver that at the end of every month, a bespoke video to support your creative journey. I really am so involved, which is why the price of the premium tier is going to be increasing from £30 a month, which is crazy, to £35 a month, which is crazy value. It really is, for how much I'm involved in helping my members and here to support you. So you also have access to this private Facebook group that is on the premium tier, and direct access to me. So, oh Christ, I read all that out and I'm like, why am I charging so little? But the reason I'm charging so little is because I am passionate about making fashion so accessible for everybody. I am hyper aware how privileged I've personally been to enter the industry, to go to a university degree, to spend all that money on fabrics and trims. I still stand by the fact that fashion as a degree is probably one of the most expensive things you can do. I did unpaid placements in the industry that were illegal, and I had support through that, through my family. I was privileged to do that. Then once I entered the industry, you know, it's a competitive environment. It's a difficult industry to crack. And then once I finally found my feet and carved my way into the fashion landscape, I just realized that I wanted to give back. So I really do try to make fashion accessible for everybody, which even on the premium tier at £30 a month this weekend is nuts. It's crazy value. You're paying £9,000 a year for a university degree. I'm teaching you all of that, plus over 10 years industry experience, plus you get to see this face, guys. Oh God, that sounded so narcissistic. I'm joking. Right, catch up with your comments before I move on to another question. Can't believe we've been doing this for 3 years. Blinked and it's gone by. It has flown by, but I'm so proud of us, and I love seeing everybody's style and aesthetic develop. I love seeing everyone's confidence develop in making like design choices. So many people have come along with such an editing eye as well, because sometimes when you start, you want to throw everything in the kitchen sink into your design. Like I could have done piping and pockets and a hood and all that, and it would have very quickly become quite over-designed, whereas everybody's grown in so much confidence on like what makes a design elevated and yet subtle enough that you can wear it in the day-to-day. And I've enjoyed seeing everybody's confidence grow with that as well. Janice, hello. Love the quick wins, especially as the first prize winner. Fabulous prize. I love it, Anna Marie. I love it. I sewed and talked last time. You did. Anna Marie has got the best sewing projects. Like have you made a sewing machine cover? You've always got the best like gadgets and gizmos that are really inspiring. So even if you don't want to make clothes, there are so many things. Anna Marie's a brilliant inspiration for it, that you can deviate on in terms of accessories and useful practical things to add to your sewing room. Love it. Live on My Own is a like-minded lifeline to the outside world. Love seeing what everyone else is doing, especially Janice. Same here. Do you know what? I have zero sewing friends. I have friends in the fashion industry and all of that, but I very seldom see people from the fashion industry in Wales. It's always a trip to London, or I do have friends that have accessory businesses, but I don't have people I connect with on the daily like I do here in the atelier. So it's definitely a lifeline for me as well. And I know I'm probably biased and have to say that given it's me that started this corner of the internet. But I don't regret it. I don't look back, and I genuinely mean it. This community, for me personally, the community is the gold dust, because we're all so welcoming, we're so understanding, we're supportive, we get excited over threads, we get excited over trims and zips and design details. Like, who else can you geek out with about that stuff? I love it. Okay, we have one more question, guys, and of course, if you have any quick questions yourself, pop them in the chat. James has asked, tips for upcycling. Now, very broad topic, but one that I bloody love. And again, shared knowledge in the Atelier. Our members are bound to have amazing comments and feedback for that as well. We do have, in the pattern library, I picked up my coffee then to have a drink and I didn't even bother. We do have, in the pattern library, scrap buster patterns. Treasure hunt, hint, hint, where you can access little pattern templates that basically help use up all the textile waste, because sewing can be wasteful. I mean, I use this stat, I'm pretty sure I read this stat in 2016, so it absolutely could have changed. But about 15% of textile waste ends up on the cutting room floor, and you have scrap buster patterns to abolish that. We provide that in the Atelier. I also have a crease backpack. Crease, bit of Welsh there for you guys, means shirt in Welsh, and that's exactly what that design is designed to be upcycled from. So the button stand of a shirt has been fashioned into adjustable straps. The collar of the shirt is the carry handle. We keep the design details. There's a placket feature. There's a patch pocket feature for functionality. And so to get started with upcycling, and there's, zero waste patterns out there. I'm sure there's other upcycling patterns out there from other companies as well. If you're just getting started, I would advise that you start with something created by someone else that is tested and proven to work, just so you can start learning the ropes. And then once you've kind of built your confidence up there, tips for upcycling your own designs for me would be to drape them on a stand before you deconstruct them, because obviously once you unpick things and rip them apart, or in the case of the crease backpack, you literally just cut it with a pair of scissors. We're not too precious. What I would suggest doing is draping it and trying to see it from a different perspective. So the shirt, just using this as a garment example now, I'm on one track with this, but the shirt could be turned upside down and redraped into a pair of shorts or a skirt, and just see, like with the adjustable button straps, how you can repurpose some of the original features but in a different way. And it's actually quite a fun challenge. Sometimes as designers, when we give ourselves parameters and we actually give ourselves a few more rules, you can come up with more creative work. Because one of the biggest struggles many people have is a blank slate. And our job, and I know not everybody, well, I know this is very focused on hobby sewists, but if you are in the industry, if you are wanting to take this a little bit further as a career, our job is to come up with innovative, original and new ideas. And basically that means day after day, you're staring at a blank slate. And so giving yourself the tips, tricks and techniques to set some parameters can actually be a really strong foundation to help you come up with original ideas, to help you refashion something, to help you upcycle something from an alternative perspective. The 3-day design challenge is really good for that, because we give you a creative brief that is a springboard for inspiration. I hold your hand through the entire process. I design real time alongside you. I teach you really easy to follow design techniques. You don't have to have any artistic skill. But that creative brief at the beginning, think of it like an online project runway, except you don't have to sew anything. It's just mark making on a page. That creative brief gives you enough of a bit of guidance to get started and get rolling and get that momentum going without stifling you and pigeonholing you into everybody producing the same looking design. And if you have ever taken the 3-day design challenge, or if you do join the DPL Atelier, you can revisit all of the previous challenge workshops. You will see how from one starting point, the beauty of everybody's individual outlook on the world and the range of designs that get submitted is wonderful. And so with upcycling, the same kind of thing applies. I could give a shirt to 12 different people and they could upcycle it into 12 different completely, alternative looks. So Draping it, I would start, if you've never done it before, I would start just doing a bit of research and seeing what patterns are out there that kind of tickle your pickle, and how something tried and tested has interpreted a design to create it to a quality standard into something else, like the crease backpack from a shirt to a lightweight accessory. And then I would have a look at draping it and seeing what other shapes you can create from it, seeing what other functions you can give it on different areas of the body. I will say, guys, when I'm giving tips, it is always related to clothing. I'm not a shoe designer. I know I've just said the crease backpack, but I'm technically not an accessories designer, even though with the skills we're learning here, you can absolutely apply it to making bags. So anything I teach is always related to clothing, menswear, womenswear, or children's wear. Just in case you're thinking, let me do jewelry design. And I'm like, not my zone of genius. Can't knit, can't crochet, can't design jewelry. I'll always keep it real with you guys. Anything you can kind of, you know, from cloth put on your body, I'm your girl. So once you've draped it, you can then have a look at deconstructing it. And what deconstructing whatever, you know, garment or item you're looking to upcycle, even if it's a cushion cover, even if you're working with upholstery fabric, deconstructing it gives you the meterage, it gives you the yardage, and it gives you the shapes in which to work from. And there's I think it's in the Draping 101 course, there is a draping with shapes workshop where we drape triangles and circles and what those different geometric results produce, because draping a circle and playing around with pleating areas and twisting areas and, you know, pinning it on the stand will always give you a different silhouette to draping a triangle or a square. And so by deconstructing whatever item you're wishing to upcycle can give you really fun shapes to play with, and then you've also got it ironed out, laid flat, and you can see the meterage you're working with. So draping for upcycling is a really strong skill. Other options I would say is to manipulate the fabric. Like, I think a lot of people, when it comes to refashioning or upcycling, and there's nothing wrong with this, say you have like a t-shirt and you want to make it sleeveless, so you chop the sleeves off, totally fine. Like that's refashioning it to work with your wardrobe. But a lot of people have, I see a sleeve, so it can only be a sleeve. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or like, it's white, so I'll keep it white. You don't have to keep it white. You can dye it a different color. You can incorporate ruching. You can gather it. You can pleat it. You can incorporate all these fabric manipulation techniques. We teach distressing denim inside the DPL Atelier. We've got gathers, ruffles, flounces, pleating. We're going to be having shirring and smocking coming up in an upcoming framework cycle. In our next framework cycle in the premium tier, which is an occasion wear dress, we're going to be covering corsetry. So we're going to have boning and adding structure to a garment. I touched upon yesterday with a reversible dress. You've got stuff like Bondaweb. You can put a textile, you can merge two textiles together and create your own. So when it comes to upcycling, again, how long is a piece of string? I could sit here and talk about it all day. But that really is what the DPL Atelier facilitates. It gives you that online space to explore those skills, to have my support, to figure that out. So I really hope I've given you some tips there, and I really hope that helps you get started on your journey. I will say, and we cover this in the 3-day design challenge, there is so much inspiration to be had from other creators online and Pinterest, and I follow some really cool upcycling accounts on Instagram, to be fair. A lot of people do a lot of denim work, and you get a range. You get like really contemporary streetwear through to something a bit more stereotypical, through to, again, accessories or furniture and furnishings. But once you start looking at other people's designs, subconsciously or otherwise, if you are a beginner, it can start influencing your own work, and you really tap into your true authentic style when you block that noise out and you actually start developing original ideas. It's gonna start off questionable. I mean, I'll have to dig out my old sketchbooks and you'll have to see the, like, you know, errs on the side of costume. I'm translating ideas really literally, and that kind of creative thinking is there, but it's not yet been tapped into or unleashed in a kind of higher end fashion manner. So what I would advise doing is, the sooner you can, hone in on your voice as a designer and block out the noise of what other people have done. I mean, like, look at Zendaya in the Thierry Mugler couture piece, like, stunning. But I would be very surprised to not see, like, trickled down versions of that kind of murmuring around the circuit, the fashion circuit, because it's now a trend driven piece. It's now like been brought back into the spotlight. So what I'm trying to say is just, if you want to tap into your voice, if you want to upcycle something original, then absolutely try and block out the noise. If you want to take inspiration from others, that's totally fine. Try not to plagiarize, yada, 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 all of that. I mean, you know, protecting your creative work is really important. And when we are sharing our creativity online, it is a vulnerable place to be when you're putting your stuff out there. But I hope that those tips have helped you, James, and thank you for the question. And yeah, if you want to further the journey on that, if you want to ask me more questions, if you want videos on any of the things I've just covered there, if you want bespoke videos on maybe bleaching denim, maybe that's something you want to do, or dyes. We've not got much on dyes at the moment. That's something I can absolutely add to the atelier. Then you can use Designer Diagnosis, and I'm there for you. Right, guys. They do a deconstruct challenge on the sewing bee. Very inspirational. I've never watched the Great British Sewing Bee. I'm actually ashamed of myself. Oh no, I did watch it once, and I don't know. I think I got distracted. I don't own a TV or a TV license, so maybe that's why. Don't come for me. Let's have a look. Ah, Sharon, hello, hello. How are we doing? Let me scroll up. God, guys, you've commented loads. How long was I talking for? It's like a family, Janice. Oh, guys, I'm going to give you all a hug. Is there a new treasure hunt today, or was yesterday's the one and only brain-teasing headache? Yesterday's was the one and only brain-teasing headache, and I feel like, in my defence, if you had just split it over the 2 days, that it would have been less of a headache. It would have been half of the headache. But you're also keen and eager, which is why I love you. You're also engaged. Oh my God, the zips. Not sure I have the headspace to do it again. Okay, guys, I feel like, I mean, I'm no, psychic, but I feel like I'm getting the vibe we hit our limit on difficulty there. So I'll take that into account for next time. I'll bear that in mind. Maybe I'll make them a little easier. But last year was so easy. Or correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe you didn't find last year easy. I've not even... Speaking of having the blinkers on, maybe I was like that with the treasure hunt. Maybe I was just too honed in. I'm amazed at what I've designed over the last few years. I'm amazed at what you've designed over the last few years. And again, seeing your journey... Janice, you're one of the people who have really developed such a strong editing eye. And speaking about our... current style, current lifestyle and desired style yesterday, for me, like chic, colourful, vibrant comes into my mind when I think of your style, Janice. And it's such a pleasure when you guys upload something and I'm scrolling through, I'm not taking note of the name of whoever's posted it, and I can see something, I'm like, oh, that's Janice. Like, oh, that's Karen. Like, it's so nice oh, that's Andrea. It's so nice for me to understand your aesthetic as a designer now. I love it. Look at this grin. I love it. I love it. I love it. Guys, I feel like I've absolutely crucified you all with this treasure hunt. Oh gosh, did you enjoy it though? You're all saying it was a headache, but did you enjoy it? Really? Please say you did. My friend made a dress from a Harry Potter duvet and wore it to Harry Potter World. She said she stopped counting after 40. I love your dress comments. Love that. I love it. Harry Potter's also something I've never watched, but I love that so much. Duvets, we toile a lot. This isn't a question, but I'm just going to give it out there as information. We do toile a lot here in the atelier, and I know a lot of people have a bit of resistance to that. You want the kind of quick wins, which we provide. You want the quick sewing projects, which we provide through PDF patterns. And of course, like, you don't have to toile. There is no... I am not a dictator. Dictator. I might be the first part, but I'm not a dictator. I am not here to check your homework. I'm not here to breathe down your neck and say, have you done it yet? I mean, Jesus Christ, have I done half of my stuff yet? Ooh. So I'm not there. I'm not there to do that. I'm there to just support you on your time schedule, on your pace. I find the most success comes from my members when they actually slow down and try to absorb each bite-sized lesson step by step, and the lessons also aren't there to view once and move on, because for example, we've done couture buttons and buttonholes. If you took that lesson and you sewed the samples that are shown in that lesson, and then you never touched it again, but you came back to that technique in 2 years' time after developing your skills in the interim and compared the two samples, they'd be worlds apart. You would have improved as a sewist, as a designer. So the lessons are there for you to eternally dip back into, but we do encourage toiling, because toiling isn't just about perfecting the fit. It's about assessing the design. If you're coming up with original design ideas, you might, so for this one here, and I'm going to discuss this, we've nearly been on for an hour, guys, I will leave you to it. I'm going to discuss this in tonight's fashion show. I've got many points to say about this. But if I hadn't toiled this, and this is a wearable toile, I might want to change the shape of this cutout here. I might want to change how far down the power mesh comes on the sleeve here. I might want to change the balance and proportion of this. Balance and proportion are huge in fashion design, and they're things we absolutely teach here in the atelier as well. So we do encourage toiling. Ultimately, I try to encourage slow sewing. I want to encourage you to build a wardrobe you love in a sustainable manner. It's not always about churning out designs. It's actually about, as we touched upon yesterday, the analytical review, the tapping into who you are, who you want to be, the informed decision-making process on what to make next in a way that you will actually wear it. So that's what we're all about here in the atelier, and having fun along the way. Zero Waste Daniel, yes, that's someone I was thinking of. Well done, Andrea. Highly recommend Zero Waste Daniel on Instagram. Do deconstruct challenge on Sewing Bee. Love a good duvet dress. So that's the point. Duvets, that was where my mind was going. Duvets are great ways of ensuring you have cheap meterage or yardage to make toiles, because I know, I mean, I've got a bolt of calico here, which, hello, self-employed, I can claim that on my taxes. If you're a hobby sewist, you obviously can't do that. So buying duvets in charity shops, deconstructing and upcycling from garments in charity shops is a really cost-effective and affordable way for you to toile and test and enjoy the creative process. Toiling, again, isn't just about fit and design, it's also about testing techniques. So if you want to create a blouse that's entirely French seamed with like the teeny tiny, most dainty French seams, why wait to cut out expensive chiffon or silk and, excuse my French, it's 10 a.m, sorry, cock up the seaming when you can test it on a toile, you can test that technique on a toile. That has been really important for me to test my technique, overlocking around such tight curves. And so I've developed my own way and technique of making sure I can get that as smooth as possible. So again, really important to take into consideration. Also uses cheap disposable tablets cloths to make patterns as they are sturdy and don't rip. Tablecloths. I'm getting better at this, guys. Deciphering your autocorrect. Use those non-fabric dust sheets from Poundland because they're see-through and can trace easily. Can we all appreciate the shared knowledge in this group? I'm always learning fun little tips from you guys. The treasure hunt was pants. Sharon. Oh gosh, okay. Hubby's giving out that I've not got out of bed yet, so I'm going to shower and dress. See you later. See you, Karen. Have a good day. Duvets can be very good value for money when it comes to fabric amount. It is now obvious to me that the treasure hunt was an ample through the atelier and way of navigating the DPL online stuff across various platforms. Initially, I thought it was to troll the whole internet for answers. No, the digital pattern library universe. Just digital pattern library, guys. Just digital pattern library. Hence my confusion. That's my bad. My messaging, I'll review that for next year. Also accidentally found the second clue before you sent the first one, so that big clanging sound was the penny dropping. Oh dear. See, that's always going to happen because they are in areas of digital pattern library from social media, website, membership area, YouTube. You probably will naturally stumble across them. Guys, it was meant to be lighthearted. It was meant to be lighthearted. I'm now feeling like I am getting a few bits of comments and feedback where I need to revise this for next year, but I had fun. Some of you had fun, some of you not so much. I can only apologise. But I hope that you've at least accessed the content and can view the very high value workshop that is behind it. And then tonight, guys, just to kind of make you forgive me for doing a sweaty workout with the treasure hunt, we've got our fashion show at 6 p.m. Please come along with something you are currently making, something you've already made, something in your wardrobe that's me made that you wear a lot of, and let's discuss it. Let's go through it. Let's celebrate our achievements as designers. It could be show and tell, could be something you made ages ago and you no longer vibe with it and you want to explain why, compared to something you've recently made that is absolutely more your aesthetic, and you can talk us through that. I'm going to be there to answer questions as well and give away prizes. So please forgive me for the treasure hunt. I thought it was good fun. Sounds like some of you were really stressed out by it. So I'll make it up to you. Let's have a little giveaway session in tonight's fashion show. 6 p.m. The link will be sent out via email. Check your junk folders, guys. If you feel like you're missing a few emails, the only email my existing members won't get is the one saying day 1 and day 2 workshops, because you already have access to them. You've already got them inside the DPL Atelier. So non-members are going to have access to the 24-hour workshops that get taken down tomorrow morning, so make sure you watch them. But members, you wouldn't have received those. So if you're asking me where are the workshops, the only workshop that is brand new is behind the treasure hunt locked content. Sorry about that. If you're really struggling, send me an email. I'll share where all the locations are. But again, liaise with each other. Have a chat. You've all been really supportive of each other. The treasure hunt was fun. Oh, thank God, Andrea. Thank you. My brain just wasn't working, but I found it easy to find the clues. Yes, Nicola, you love the treasure hunt too. Good. Okay, 50% success rate. I will take that. Right, guys. I'm going to go and finish mucking out horses. We've been online. This is a very long live Q&A for 55 minutes. Peace and love. I will see you tonight for our final celebrations. Share out the Atelier. Let them know that the doors are closing. £15 on the standard tier, £30 on the premium tier. We are going to be rounding off our jacket framework and moving into our occasion wear dress come April. So lots going on. And just as a disclaimer, it's never normally this fast-paced, okay? Whenever we have a 3-day design challenge, whenever we celebrate our birthday, whenever we've got some external event going on, we really ramp it up and we go hell for leather. The Atelier is all about learning at your own pace, taking a breath. We share one workshop a week, so that's every Wednesday. We have a few fun little things sprinkled throughout, but there is nothing that is, 3 live calls a day and go, go, go. It's all very chill. I'm always high energy. That's about the limit. No more treasure hunts, guys. That was just this weekend only. I don't make you sweat every single week, I promise. Right. Peace and love, my fashion family. Thank you for joining me live, and I will see you tonight, 6 p.m. Bring a glass of fizz. I've got some banging non-alcoholic wine from Marks and Spencer's. Took me ages to find one I liked. And let's celebrate. Let's celebrate turning 3. We're turning 3. Can you believe it? And I cannot wait to share what we've made in that time on our fashion show tonight. So, peace and love. Have a lovely, lovely, lovely Sunday. Bye, everybody.